Stop spending so much time fantasizing and idealizing your future self, because when or if you actually achieve that version of yourself, it won't feel like the fantasy. Because the tricky thing about fantasies or idealizations is that they always have to be out of reach. So if you finally reach them, they won't be a fantasy anymore. They'll be a reality. And if you've spent all your time in fantasy, thinking about this fantasy version of yourself, you'll never be satisfied with what you actually get or what you actually become. And that's such a shame because you've spent all this time working towards that version of yourself. So I think it's really important, as I've had to learn, again, through my own experience, to ground yourself in the present and find some enjoyment in who you are and what you have right now. Not in this moral sense of having gratitude, right? Which is good, of course, but more in the sense of practicing enjoying yourself. Because if you can't enjoy who you are now, despite your circumstances, and not everything's going to be perfect all the time, of course, but if you can't find some enjoyment in who you are now, you won't be able to find enjoyment in who you become, even if that person is the fantasy version of who you always wanted to be. And then what might happen is you look back at your past self and then romanticize and idealize them for somehow being better or happier or more content, when in reality you're just looking at something outside of who you are right now to find that contentment. It doesn't exist anywhere else other than here and now. So do yourself the favor, do yourself the kind act of letting yourself enjoy and sink into who you are now, to indulge in the version of you right now, despite all your imperfections, despite all your insecurities, so that you can enjoy yourself as you grow and expand into who you're trying to be.